Good morning all of you. Once again welcome into the English lecture. In the second lecture we started the poem Bosom Friend, which was authored by Hira Bhansade. We learned that Hira Bhansade was a Marathi woman who writes about Dalit and the woman, who talks about the problems in the society, especially the problem of oppression, ill-treating and inequalities faced by women and Dalit in 1930s and 40s in the Indian society. She was a very positive thinking woman. In her childhood she thought that with education and financial status, financial equality and empowerment, she can rule out the inequalities in the society. That is what she is explaining in her poem The Bosom Friend. But what happened is, discussed in the poem Bosom Friend, we will see how it runs. I won't tell you in the beginning. Okay. And yesterday we have completed two stanzas, stanza 1 and stanza 2. In these two stanzas, we discussed about a friend visiting our poetess. The name of the poetess is Hira Bhansade. The friend was from an upper caste. She is also a lady. For the first time she is visiting the house of our poetess. The mind, the heart of the bosom friend were described with an expression as large as the sky, and she has talked about her poverty. So she talked about her friend. Her friend is compared with Lord Rama. She herself compared with Shabari, an old woman in the forest who is there to receive Rama as a host. Okay. Till then we have gone through the poem in the previous class. Now we will see what happened in the third stanza of the poem Bosom Friend. The name of the poem is Bosom Friend. The poetess name is Hira Bhansade, and she is about to receive her friend for a dinner to her house, and this visit emphasizes eradicating the inequalities of caste in the society. That is the expectation of the poetess. We will see what happens here. Okay. But the moment you looked at the plate, your face changed. She arranged everything in her plate with the naive devotion of Sabari, how a devotee offers food to God. Okay. But the moment you looked at the plate, your face changed. The face was totally changed. The facial expressions of the bosom friend. With a smirk. We gone through the word in the glossary. Smirk means in a sarcastic smile. Okay. In a kidding manner. You said. You means the bosom friend here. You is the bosom friend. And what she said, oh my. There is no expression. There is a blank in the poem even. Oh my. She don't want to address her friend by name. Do you serve chutney koshambir in this way? Chutney koshambir. Chutney was a dish, side dish, used with, prepared with coconut. Koshambir is nothing but a vegetable salad like and curry we can call it. Okay. Do you serve chutney koshambir in this way in my plate? See, with a smirk, she said the words, the friend said the words. Till then, our poetess was very high in expectations about the nature of her friend. But she is not even behaving like an ordinary woman. Normal people also behave with some courtesies. She forgot all the courtesies. She is shouting at the host. You still don't know, you people still don't know how to serve food. You people, pointing the poetess. She is telling you people don't know how to serve food. Truly, yes, it's true. you folk will never improve. You will never improve. Don't know how to serve food in the plate. Is it the way you serve food in my plate? The chutney and Kosambir? She is shouting at the host. As soon as she looks the plate, she is shouting at the poetess. In this way, whenever we visit somebody or somebody offers us something that is not so tasty or not so excellent, what we say? Oh, nice, thank you, it's very nice. That is the minimum manners and courtesy. But you see here how the so-called upper caste women behave. So this entire poem was a dialogue between these two characters, these two friends and the women characters. See how nicely the poetess was thinking in a smooth and well-mannered way, how the so-called civilized girl behaving in the house of a host. You see the difference in the characters. Now we will see the meaning of the stanza 3, which you can include as an answer for any questions, comprehension questions at the end of the poem. There are 4 important points you should remember from stanza 3. First point, when the guest is the friend, looked at the plate, her face changed. She didn't like the way she was served chutney and Kosambir. Should remember these 2 words and write the 2 words in the answer when you write. Okay, the same 2 words which are native words you have to write in the answer. The important words in the first point you should remember is Kosambir, and then the chutney, and it is the guest. The guest is the friend, that is the bosom friend, not ordinary friend, very best friend. You should remember the word bosom also, that's why I am again and again mentioned. Okay, they are the 3 important words. If you remember, you can write 1 word. Okay, chutney is what? Chutney is an Indian food made up of coconut. You know it very well, I need not explain any further. Kosambir is a type of salad prepared out of vegetables. You can say a vegetable curry. Okay, and the last 2 lines of the stanza 3, let's see once again going back. You still don't know how to serve food. Truly you folk will never improve. These are the words of curse. They are the words of curse. Curse means scolding. She is scolding her friend. The words of curse. You people don't know how to serve food. You will never improve. You will never change. They are the words she has used. Okay. So the last 2 lines of the curses used in the last 2 lines are, they gone deep into the poetess heart like a sharp spur. It is very much hurting, very much penetrating into the heart of the poetess. It made wounds in her gentle, tender and meek heart. These are the words used to describe about the smoothness and tenderness and smoothness of the poetess. See, gentle, tender and meek heart, very soft. Okay, and that kind of a very meek heart, gentle heart was wounded very much by the treatment of her bosom friend. Okay, let's move on to the next stanza. It is stanza 4. See here, I means the poetess. I is the, here in the 4th stanza, I is the poetess. Hirabansade. I was ashamed, really ashamed. She is assuring that she was ashamed very much. Ashamed. Felt very unhappy. Feeling very, very bad. My hand, she is explaining about her feelings. My hand which had touched the sky. She has touched the sky in the first stanza. She was so happy to receive her friend. Okay? She felt at one level individually and at another level society level. to eradicate the inequalities. The hand was knocked down. See, in the same line, she expressed both the feelings. Okay, the first line she touched the sky. In the second line, the hand was knocked down. Immediately somebody has thrown it down very forcefully. Okay, I was silent. She don't know how to describe the situation, how to express, how to retort, how to react to the dialogue given by her friend. She was silent. Here also, I means the poetess. She was very, very silent. Toward the end of the meal, you asked. The bosom friend has completed her lunch. At the end again, she is pointing out. What she is pointing, you see? What's this? Don't you serve buttermilk or yogurt? Yogurt. Okay, a thick, curd-like, very sweet thing which naturally the North Indians serve at the last course of the meal. How we use a curd or buttermilk. Okay. Don't you serve a buttermilk or yogurt at the end of my meals? Only I have to eat with a curry and chutney. Is there no provision for a buttermilk or yogurt? Is it manners to demand somebody when we visit them? Whatever they serve, we have to take it and feel happy and give a positive comment. But see how her friend is. She is all the time pointing out the problems, the inability, the insufficiency of the host. Okay? She is telling, can't you serve buttermilk or yogurt in the last course of my meal? Okay, I have completed with whatever you have served in my plate. But what about a small cup of curd at the end, or at least buttermilk? She is asking. Can we ask like that, children? No, we cannot ask like that. So we will see, this is the poem, 4th stanza. We will see the meaning of it. Okay, stanza 4 is, hearing the unpleasant words from her bosom friend, she felt ashamed. In the poem it is used as I. Here we are writing in the 3rd person. She felt ashamed. The she is bosom friend. So the bosom friend's friend, that is our poetess. She felt very unhappy. Before her hands touched the roof top in abundant happiness, but suddenly knocked down. Before the words of her friend, she touched the roof in a very happy mood, but suddenly knocked down means felt very, very unhappy with her words. All her imaginations are collapsed. She has lot of hope on her friend. They both can eradicate the inequalities in the society, but all the imaginations are ruined. But still, she kept silent. She couldn't react in that situation. She kept very, very silent. Towards the end of the meal, her friend blamed poetess by asking why she is not served buttermilk or yogurt in a right way. Not only that, she is already feeling very, very bad. At least when we do a mistake, after some time we realize with our friend's reaction, not even that happened by the bosom friend. Again she is cursing, again and again she is cursing. She is asking, okay, it's alright. Why don't you serve a cup of curd at the end of my meal? She is asking her friend. Okay, this is the summary of stanza 4. We will move on to the next stanza. In this stanza, the bosom friend's friend, okay, the bosom friend, again, commenting, going on commenting our poetess. Oh my dear, oh my dear. Of course, she has called in a very nice manner. Oh my dear, we can't do without that. We can't do without that. What is the that here? A meal or yogurt, a buttermilk or yogurt at the end of the meals. Okay, the last bit of my courage fell away like a falling star. Here again, a falling star is the expression you should remember. Okay, a falling star. I was sad and then numb. Numb means senseless. No other words she could listen from her friends. She was very numb. But the next moment I came back to life. The poetess was again back came back to life. A stone dropped in the water stirs up things on the bottom. A stone dropped in the water stirs up things on the bottom. Like that, she started remembering about everything, recollecting all the incidences. Whenever she is feeling very bad, she is suffering, she is cheated and deceived and insulted by others. So many memories, all memories swam up in the mind. So she is recollecting all the incidences in her life of suffering. Okay, dear friend, you ask about buttermilk and your gut. What and how can I tell you? What I need to tell you? I am treating you as my best friend. You are asking me about curd and buttermilk or yogurt. How can I tell you? How can I explain you about my situation? Okay, she started questioning her friend. For some time she was very silent. Then she was very sad. Okay, then numb. The next moment she came to life. Life means again she became alright. She started finding out the fault of her. She thought that there was no fault of her. She started talking with her friend. Okay. Okay. See the meaning of stanza 5. The bosom friend said she can't finish her course of rice without buttermilk or yogurt. Poetess' last drop of courage fell away like a falling star. Poetess still kept silence with pain in her heart, and soon after she came back to normal. Many past memories flashed in her eyes like a stone dropped in a water stirs up things at the bottom. So immediately she came back to life, she became alright, and she started questioning her friend about these issues. Okay, now we will see next stanza. Okay, you know, in my childhood we don't even have milk for tea. Even there is no milk for tea in my childhood. No milk for tea in my childhood. How can you demand me about milk or yogurt or curd? Okay, there is much less yogurt or buttermilk in our house. There is no milk at all. Only they have sometimes tea. And there is a very little yogurt or buttermilk. There is no kind of anything. They will have only a curry and some rice to eat. And of course not even that. I am telling very simply a curry and rice. See the fate of the poetess. My mother cooked on sawdust. The sawdust was collected from the lumberyard. That is also not by their own. From the lumberyard. Wiping away the smoke from her eyes. The mother used to cook food, okay, on sawdust. The sawdust was collected from the lumberyard, wiping away the smoke from her eyes. Because she is preparing food using sawdust, there is a lot of smoke and there are tears in her eyes. All these tears are there in her eyes. Okay, every once in a while we might get garlic chutney on coarse bread. Okay, there are tears in the eyes. With the tears in the eyes, using the sawdust, she prepares a coarse bread, not even a refined and fine bread or chapati, with garlic chutney. Otherwise, we just ate bread crumbles in water. Crumbles, bread means they prepare so many rotis or chapatis at once with coarse flour. Coarse kind of flour or batter you can call it. It is made out of all the things that are missing or that are omitted by or collected from that, are not just a wheat flour or something like how we eat a roti today. Okay, that's a coarse bread, and they prepare so many such kind of chapatis. They keep them away. Whenever they want to eat, it becomes very hard. Okay, it becomes crumbled. These things they put in water for some time, soak in water, and then they eat it to make it smooth and palatable. Okay, this is the lifestyle of the people because they are very poor. How you can demand? Before coming here, you should know my status and you should not ask me all these things. That is what our friend is. She is telling her friend. Okay. And there are 4 important points in the summary of the stanza 6. Okay, here they have a very hot dialogue. The poetess started to attack her friend using her words. She didn't even had milk for tea, agar or buttermilk in her childhood. Okay, there is in their childhood, they both were friends in the school. There is nothing in the family. Her mom cooked with sawdust from wood. She only had a rough bread with garlic chutney now and then. Most often they ate crumbling the coarse bread in water. This is the lifestyle of the people. These are the things they used to have. How can she supply a very nice coarse yogurt or buttermilk or curd to her friend? This is the problem. So, in this poem, till now, you have seen the feelings of 2 friends. One bosom friend hails from a upper caste in the society. She decided to visit her friend who belongs to a Mahar caste, of course a well-educated girl and an employee, government employee. Though she became a government employee, of course they are leading a very normal, simple life. Out of her own earnings, she has served food in the plate with a very sincere love towards her friend, thinking that her friend could change the entire feelings in the society, the inequalities in the society. But the friend actually was not at all changed. There is no change or improvisation in the mental stage of the friend, in the psychological aspects of the friend's thinking. As soon as she comes, she looked in a very sarcastic manner at the bosom friend and she said, "Is it the way you serve food in my plate? Is it the way you serve chutney and koshamgir in my plate?" Okay. Poetess felt very unhappy for this. She was quite silent. She was hurt very much. Okay. Then, of course, she completed her meal. At the end again she is asking, "Can't you serve a cup of curd or yogurt or buttermilk at least?" Then she was already silent and wounded and hurted. She went numb. She couldn't speak for some time, couldn't listen even for some time. But very soon, she picked up her heart. She wanted to attack her friend with her words. "You see, I thought that you are my best friend. You are my good friend. You understand my position and you are visiting me. You are taking food in my house, forgetting about all the inequalities in the society. But actually what you are doing, my friend, you have not forgotten all those things. Everything is there in your mind and you are asking me for a curd or a yogurt. How can I serve a curd or yogurt? How is my childhood? You are my friend, childhood friend, you know everything. In my house there is very little milk for making tea, very now and then. Okay, and there is no question of yogurt or buttermilk. We usually have only coarse bread with garlic chutney, very rarely with garlic chutney. Many a time we used to crumble the coarse bread with water and we eat. This is our position. How can you expect more than this from me?" These words are used by the poetess in regard to her friend's behavior. Okay? What happened in the next part of the poem, we will see in the lecture 4. So far we have completed 3 lectures in English. So you please go through all the 6 stanzas in the textbook, the glossary, the expressions, also read about the other Veera Bansad. Okay? Thank you all. Bye.